Hello, awesome students. How are you? Hope all is good. Let's carry on discussing An Inspector Calls, as we agreed last time, by J.B.Priestly. An Inspector Calls, one of a 3-act dramas. So interesting. Today, we're going to discuss the dramatic devices, conventions in this play. It is a crime thriller, if we think about the genre. It is a 3 acts and multiple scenes, of course. An Inspector Calls by J.B.Priestly use a number of dramatic devices. Let's discuss them. Some of the dramatic devices that uses dramatic irony, entrances and exits, symbolism. And we already discussed that in class. Let's just record that for revision. Number 1 is dramatic irony. There is a dramatic irony in the way that Mrs. Burling is trapped at the end of the scene, when she forcefully blames some drunkard young idler. The audience realizes that she is describing Eric. We can actually foreshadow that through her speech and quotes, and we need to revise that again. This is also highlights of hypocrisy to the audience. How could she be hypocritical like that? We know that she wouldn't apply the same standards to her own family. So first, dramatic irony, that's what we are getting through her. What about then the entrance and the exits that we mentioned before? In class, we mentioned that the timing of the entrances and the exit were actually crucial. Priestley uses this to increase the dramatic tension, suspense, if we can call it this way, particularly through the use of dramatic irony. Priestley, for example, says that the inspector arrives immediately after Burling has told Gerald about his impending of the knighthood and about how a man has to look after himself and his own. Such a quote that tells so clearly how did J.Priestly tried through the discussion of the entrance and the exit of the characters. More dramatic devices and conventions can show Sheila, who runs off stage when she realizes she's the reason that Eva was sacked. This creates an intense atmosphere. If we think about the usage of J.B.Priestly in the tone and how the mood was controlled by that, that gives us such an atmosphere of suspense. Sheila and Gerald are left alone to discuss Daisy Renton. This draws information out for the audience. Now, if we're carrying on the conventions that J.B.Priestly used, Eric's reappearance at the end of Act 2, just at the moment when the audience and the characters on stage realize that Eric is the father of Eva Smith's baby. Oh my God. And Inspector's dramatic exit with his final message left hanging in the air emphasizes the message to both characters and audience. What about the symbolism as a big part, actually, that J.B.Priestly based his 3-act play and An Inspector Calls on it? Number 1, the engagement. The engagement ring was in Act 1. Gerald gives Sheila an engagement ring as a symbol of their love and impending marriage. But after Gerald reveals his affair in Act 2, Sheila returns the ring to him and says they will need to start the relationship from the beginning. After the night events are over, to see if they can forge a life together. The engagement ring is a symbol, thus marks not only Sheila and Gerald's relationship, but the idea of romantic love in the play in general and more generally. Symbolism, too, by the word disinfectant. What do we learn as a symbol from that? We are getting that the inspector reports that Eva Daisy has killed herself by drinking disinfectant, which has ravaged the inside of her body. This disinfectant should symbolically make her clean. But actually, when she was made clean out of the sin, she was totally destroyed. It destroyed her. So let's think about J.B.Priestly succeeding in giving out symbolism after symbolism in this play. Symbolism number 3 is actually the bar. What do we learn about that? As a counterpart to the room in which the play takes place is in the bar. The bar is the scene in the play in general of a secret activity, often relating to illicit romantic love. If we think about the symbolism of the bar, then both Gerald and Eric meet Eva Daisy in the bar, and Eric reports that other men in the community stock those same bars to pick up women. Some of them are prostitutes. Even when characters who do not normally drink heavily, like Gerald, frequently the bar, they become actually embroiled in the events that we'll need later to explain or perhaps forget. If you think that you learned something new about an Inspector Calls play, 3-act play, and the theme of feminists, some people even say it is the theme where Marxists were supporting working women, labor, female labor for women who had to balance between getting money, earning money, and their homes. Please thumb up for that. Drop a comment if you have one. And revise all the slides that we had together in class before the mock exam. Share with others for benefit. And that is for an Inspector Calls play. If you need to learn more, then I advise you to take it in sessions, not through slides of YouTube. But we will go for other books that we learned this year. See you then. Bye.